Hi, profe. If you have been told that you need to speak Spanish 100% of the time, that you need to enforce a strict no English rule in your classroom, or that you need to punish students for using English, no hace falta, No hace falta. So none of that works. So it doesn't work because your students will shut down when they're overwhelmed. They get scared of making mistakes, and they're not processing the language in a way that helps them to use it. And we want them to use the language, right? We want them to use it. We want them to get there so that they can produce in Spanish, share ideas in Spanish, be excited about using Spanish, and we want them to love Spanish class, or at least I do. So here's what you can do instead. We can flip the script, all right? We can make Spanish easier so that they do the heavy lifting and you are not working twice as hard to give them Spanish input. We can give students high frequency, repeatable phrases. If we are repeating the same phrases throughout the week, throughout the unit, throughout the month, throughout the year, students are going to pick those up. I live in Spain and I say vale all the time. And my students pick up vale and they say vale all the time. I use bueno as a transition, and I use entonces as a transition. And my students do the same thing. When they have speaking tasks, I hear bueno, entonces. And it's not always correct, but they're using it, right? We can also give them sentence starters and supports. So we can give them word banks, gestures, visuals to help support their understanding. If you need more ideas about visuals, go ahead and check out this other video I have about visuals. And then what we can also do is celebrate any attempt at Spanish. If they're trying, we celebrate it. If they were using English up until yesterday and today was the day where they said something to you in Spanish, that's a win. Celebrate the win. And then we can also start small and scaffold the transition. So we take pieces of Spanish and we start to introduce them in small, manageable ways. So maybe today you're just giving directions in Spanish. And yesterday they were in English, but today they're in Spanish. And you're gesturing like, escribimos, sacamos esto. And you're telling them what to do and you're showing them what to do so that they can see it and they can hear it. And then the next time you say, escribimos, you don't have to show them. You can say, escribimos un párrafo. And they'll do it because they've heard you say it now a million times and they know what you're talking about because you gave them that visual when you first got started with these instructions. Let's introduce a new rule. Instead of saying like 80% Spanish, 20% English, or 90% Spanish, 10% English, let's change the rule. Let's make it 80% of what you say is in Spanish and 20% of what they say is in Spanish just to get started. It's a small win, right? And those small wins, they add up and they lead to big results. So if we can start small, we can build to those big results. And what those big results look like is that your students are using Spanish without freezing up. Maybe their Spanish isn't right, but they use what they know instead of translating or worrying about mistakes because they know they're going to make mistakes along the way and they know that that's okay. This is the best part. You spend less time forcing Spanish use and more time guiding them and giving them support and giving them instruction and giving them the feedback that they need to get better. I want you to drop an idea in the comments about how you can start using more Spanish tomorrow. And if you're interested, you can grab my free checklist, which I will share the link down below. And you can download that free checklist to start using more Spanish in your class tomorrow. Let's see how it goes. Ciao, profe.